Ladies and gentlemen, patch 11.1 is coming out later today, and it's bringing some pretty cool stuff with it. And I wanted to take some time in a video today to quickly talk about all the new stuff and bug fixes and changes that are coming with this patch, because there's some pretty cool stuff. So I think the first thing about this patch is that the Howard and Hyperion's Holiday Hijinks event has been confirmed to be releasing on the Wednesday, December 7th, which is tomorrow. It's probably going to come at the usual time of 6 PM UK time. Which means that we're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow evening, doing that event and checking out both Howard and Hyperion on the game. And now, also, one of the really interesting things that we're going to cover in the toward the end of this video is actually Hyperion's leaked abilities. Trukos did a little bit of data mining and found out kind of just the general description of his abilities, so we can roughly get an idea of how the champion's played and what he's going to have. However, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, the next thing, guys, and this is something that I really want your input in, guys, a little competition in the comments. So they're adding titles to the game, which are going to be based around in-game achievements, right? And everybody's going to start with a Summoner one. However, I think they should, you know, have some fun titles, guys. Maybe like the Salty, and you get that by opening 25 2-star champions in a row from Premium Hero Crystals. That would be really good. I think the Living Meme should be also a title for anybody that brings Luke Cage, Spider-Gwen, or Iron Patriot to rank 5 level 50. I think that's a very deserving title, or maybe that's like a super rare title for the people that go all out and bring Iron Patriot up to rank 4 as a 5-star champion up to rank 4 level 55. So I think they could have a little bit of fun, you know, if they embrace the communities, embrace the jokes, embrace the banter, embrace the memes, then there could be a lot of fun with these titles. But ladies and gentlemen, in the comments below, bit of a competition time. Let's see who can come up with the best title and criteria. Like, write the title down and how you would obtain it, and then vote by, you know, thumbing up or down the comment. Or just thumb up the comments that you like, and, you know, leave the ones that you don't chuckle at too much. But we'll see who can come up with the best title, and then we'll, you know, send them all the way over to Kabam and see what we get back. But I think the Salty should definitely be one for opening, you know, 25 premiums and again 2 stars. Now, the next thing we have, which I like it's being added to the game, but I'm a little bit skeptical with it, is the Expert Daily Quest for the Tier 4 Class Catalyst Fragments. We saw one with the Ghost Rider update be added for the basic fragments. But for the amount of time, for the amount of energy, like actual physical in-game energy that you have to invest in it, is just not worth doing for like the majority of people. It's just such an incredibly like long grind, and there's no real point in the game where it kind of makes like a super amount of sense. I mean, if you need to quickly top up your tier 4 basic catalyst fragments to maybe get a fully formed crystal, then it's all right. But there are generally better ways, unless you're dropping a lot of money on buying energy refills. There are better ways to allocate that energy in terms of like events that are going on to get like tier 4 basic catalyst, and also you're better off spending your time in like arena grinding for that. So I don't think the basic, from my perspective and from what I can see a lot of the subscribers, the basic Expert Daily Quest hasn't really been much of a success in the community. It's nice to have, but it's just not really something anybody cares about. So I'm a little bit skeptical that this one's going to follow down the same line and just have such weak rewards and terrible rewards that nobody is ever going to bother doing it. But, you know, it's a bit hard to tell until it's actually in the game. When it's in the game, we'll kind of review and calculate, you know, how much energy, how much time it's going to cost you, how many weeks you're going to grind it from. But apparently this one is only going to be available. I don't know if it's a trial run that they're doing, but it's from December 7th to January 7th. So hopefully, if it's some sort of limited time event, hopefully they bump it up, they make it quite generous in terms of rewards. But again, kind of one of my skepticisms and fears at the moment, and reasons why I'm not overly excited about seeing this, is because like the standard one, in my opinion, really sucks. But again, that's just my opinion, that's just my perspective. Now let's go on to some of the other stuff that's coming. Oh, I scrolled down on my phone. I don't know why I did that. It's on the old desktop. So the crash recovery system is coming in. So, you know, if you are to legitimately crash, you will resume, I believe, with like 50% health. So that's good for people that are on old devices, and to avoid exploitation, it has a 2-hour cooldown. So hopefully that's going to be it's going to be pretty good. Now in terms of character changes, there are two. One of them that's actually really, really good, because we found out this the hard way in the first boss of Labyrinth of Legends. Is the Red Hulk, and his heavy animation before this patch recovers extremely quickly. Like when he's slamming down, he can also hit you in the face, which is really stupid. It's so stupid. So they've increased the delay on that to you know, make it not so bad. Like you're going to be able to, you know, actively play around it. It's not going to recover as fast and hit you. So for somebody doing the Labyrinth of Legends, and for all the players, that makes the first of 20 bosses a lot easier. It's pretty good. Maybe it's not 20, I think it's like 18. Haven't looked exactly. And the next one is extended Dr. Voodoo's power burn on special attack 2 from 10 seconds to 15-second duration. And I believe this should, if you've got Dr. Voodoo duped, result in him burning even more power, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really happy to see that. A little buff for Dr. Voodoo. Again, it's nothing like too big. I think one of the biggest changes that we see with this patch, and this is going to affect a lot of Android players, and this actually came with the Ghost Rider patch, which is the incorrect spark effect. And if I think what I think it is, it's that really like over the top, like pow sparky animation when you attack on an Android device. Obviously, playing on an Apple device, I never see it, but I've seen a lot of videos, and it looks so annoying. It's so annoying. So hopefully, that's going to be removed with this patch. So that's really, really good news for Android players. There was also this one, which confused a lot of players. Actually, a lot of people tweeted me about this, yeah, they actually initially, when doing this, they put signature stones can now be used to level up a champion past sig level 100. So everyone was going like, "Whoa, what does this mean for 3-star, 4-star champions?" But it's actually a bug with the signature stones not being able to be used on 5-star champions that were past sig level 100, because they have a maximum level of 199. It's really annoying that it's spread out actually, but yeah, that's the way it works. So it's just like a bug on signature stones being applied to 5-star champions that were fixed, and no changes in the maximum signature level of 3 or 4-star champions. So that's pretty good. Now, looking at some of the other bug fixes, I think one that's slightly interesting, which is fix Civil Warrior's Special 2 to refresh heal block on the first hit instead of the last, which will make it easier to convert to heal block. That's actually a really, really good change for Civil Warrior. Again, he's still, in my opinion, in an offensive context where you actually play the champion. A bit of a worse version of Vision in terms of his utility. Has like, you know, 1/4 of the power drain, because, you know, Vision, when he uses his level 2, he gains a bar of power back, and he's bleeding poison immune. So still not going to make Civil Warrior a character that's played too often, but I guess that heal block might make him a little bit more useful. I'm just trying to think of like any scenario where you might, you know, want to prioritize that champion. Maybe if there's a champion that right off the bat starts healing like crazy, Civil Warrior might be a little bit better. I have no idea. We're gonna have to find out, guys. We're gonna have to find out. But again, Act 5, I'm incredibly excited for that coming next February. There's gonna be a lot of challenges in that. But let's move on now, guys. Now that we've covered all the notes, so a few interesting stuff for the titles and the new daily quest coming. But let's talk about Hyperion, guys. Let's talk about Hyperion. I was actually like a little bit disappointed to read his abilities. Now, I don't know if these are final, because they appear to be missing like some stuff out, but it basically explains like a little bit, and this is just info that Trukos has data mined and then kind of put into the format of what we see in game. It's not exactly like a screenshot of you know, what Hyperion stuff is in the game, and it has no numerical value associated with it, so we can't really gauge the strength of this champion. Now, his duped ability gives him increased buff duration, which seems quite interesting. That seems to work quite well with basically what his standard ability is, which throughout the fight he's going to gain cosmic charges, and these give him more attack and also more physical resistance, and you can only have a maximum of 3 charges at any time, and whenever not at full power, cosmic charges are converted into power gain buffs one at a time. So it's a little bit difficult to understand understand exactly how this champion works, but along with, you know, gaining increased power and attack via these cosmic charges and the way they're being converted, one of the things that you can also do is you can exchange these cosmic charges by dashing back and holding block for a certain amount of seconds. Again, that amount of seconds is missed out. So that's an interesting mechanic. However, I'm really not a fan of the dash back and hold block mechanics. I think they're really lazy, they're really unfun to do, and I don't like them. I find they're just really clunky and out of place and don't really make combat kind of like flow smoothly and fun. It just sucks in my opinion. I think that's really what, for me, like, especially ruined a lot of the character design with Gambit, is, you know, a lot of what making Gambit an amazing champion and getting the build up for all these charges relied on, you know, dashing back and holding block for quite a lengthy amount of time. And I kind of get it in Hyperion's case, because he's kind of dashing back and healing, but again, it's just not a mechanic that I like to see, and I really hope that, you know, this information that's been data mined is slightly incorrect, and he doesn't heal that way, but I feel like, you know, that's probably going to be the way that he heals. But overall, it really depends on the numbers, guys. It really depends how powerful the heal is, how powerful the attack increases. There isn't anything in terms of Hyperion's abilities at the moment that's kind of screaming out like this champion is super overpowered, but also there's not kind of any associated stuff with the special 1, special 2, special 3. It's just a little bit of data mined information. Also, couple of the passives he has poison immunity, which will make him, I think this champion might be possibly really good for Alliance Quest, with the ability to kind of heal on demand with his charges, and also poison immunity. I think that's going to make him really good. And on top of that, he has increased resistance to energy-based attacks, and allows him to absorb some if he's blocking, basically like Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel's signature ability, but he has that as a passive, so that's pretty great. So, you know, blocking attacks, he can absorb some of that energy and convert into power, but we really need to see what his specials do and like how powerful they are and how they work with his ability to get a better understanding of exactly how Hyperion works and where he ranks. But overall, he looks promising in terms of a champion and what he can do. I just really don't like that he's got that dash back and block mechanic, because I just find that so clunky. But that's my opinion. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of patch 11.1? What do you think of Hyperion? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, feel free to hit that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.